Genesis chapter 40. Sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angry with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the same prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, and he attended them. After they had been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were being held in the prison, had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said to them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said to him, "In my dream, I saw a vine in front of me, and on the vine were the three branches. As soon as it budded, it blossomed, and its clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, and put the cup in his hand." "This is what it means," Joseph said to him. "The three branches are the 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as he used to do when you were his cupbearer. But when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing to deserve being put in dungeon." When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given a favorable interpretation, he said to Joseph, "I too had a dream. On my head were three baskets of bread. In the top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head." "This is what it means," Joseph said. "The three baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift off your head and impale your body on a pole, and the birds will eat away your flesh." Now the third day was Pharaoh's birthday, and he gave a feast for all his officials. He lifted up the heads of the chief cupbearer and the chief baker in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, so that he once again put the cup in Pharaoh's hand. But he impaled the chief baker, just as Joseph had said to them in his interpretation. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. The word of the Lord, Genesis chapter 40. So again, this is a continuation of Joseph's life after he was being put to prison because of the lies of the wife of Potiphar, the official of Pharaoh. But even in prison, the Lord was with Joseph, and he was being put in charge by the warden there. and he became like the warden itself, because the warden did not pay attention to anything, because Joseph was the one taking care of everything, and was like an official to the other prisons as well, prisoners. So what happened was there were two officials that were being put to prison, and was being put to the charge of Joseph. So these two officials had a dream, and the interpretation was given by Joseph. So one phrase here that caught me as well. When Joseph approached those two officials, he said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." So even though he was the one giving the interpretation, he was telling them that still it's the God who interprets dream. So um, I haven't experienced interpreting dream, and I don't know how it works. Maybe the Lord will tell you something in your mind and you will tell the person the interpretation. But God, or Joseph, put God in that situation. So in our daily life, this is the meaning of putting God first in everything, and Joseph did it in his way. Like in everything he say, he always exalt God. He always tell people that God is the powerful being. God is the one who can do this for us. And then he do his part as human. He interprets, but he lifted up God first. So yeah, we should do the same, because whatever happens, or whatever is happening in our life, our situation, whether it is small or great, the Lord is there with us. He is concerned about our life, even the smallest thing of our life. He is concerned about it, and he can intervene. He can he can do things beyond our understanding, beyond our capacity, beyond our ability. So he can do things for us. So that's why putting God first in everything we do is the best way for us to do things successfully. So just like what happened to Joseph, he was very successful in everything he did. That's why he was able to tell the correct interpretation of the dreams of these two officials. Though the last verse, the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph. So we don't know what happened. Why? Because maybe he was just so happy that he was being restored to his duties, but you know, he forgot Joseph. So that's all I can say on this chapter. It's very interesting, reading the Bible and knowing what happened to God's people and how God relate to them. So that's all. Thank you for watching this video. God bless.